Hey everyone, welcome back to AFTV. Welcome back to the channel. That was a very cheery hello from me. Sorry about that. Why am I in good spirits? Because United dropped points and Arsenal play football again this week. We're out of every competition, so we've only got the Premier League to look forward to, and we've got we've got a race for top four. We do, when all is said and done. January is bad, but we're well in that mix. I think a win leaves us. I think a win on Thursday leaves us ahead of Man United with the game in hand, and then close behind West Ham with several games in hand. Obviously, Spurs have their football to play, but I just keep telling myself that they've got difficult places to go to, so I can feel a little bit better about it. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to this stream. Going to catch up on some Arsenal news that's kind of filtered in throughout yesterday and today. Just catch up on all that. If you're wondering where everyone is, I can see the comment section now. Where's Turkish? Where's Robbie? Where's Cecil? What's going on? They've been at Molineux today. They've been at Molineux, and content is, I believe, this is why I'm not prepped enough, and I'm going to have a little look now. I believe content is coming out as we speak from Molineux. They've been, let's have a little look. Yes, it is. It's on its way out. So, Turkish Robbie Cecil have been at Molineux. The title, Tomiyasu and Partey are back. Predicted 11, featuring Robbie and Turkish, is out now. Go check that out after this stream, please. Go check that out after this stream. More to come. There's content tonight as well, box to box, and another special show tomorrow before the game. So, yeah, Abarath is asking us out already. Yes, it is out already. Go check that out. But please wait. All right, spend some time with me, and then you can have a little look at all the content. But yeah, so lots to come. They've been at Molineux. They've had amazing access, as you can see from our Instagram as well, and the videos that are coming. Yeah, lots to enjoy coming out throughout tonight and tomorrow. Let's go into the main kind of news. Is it news? I kind of always hesitate to kind of say it's necessarily news when it's kind of rumors or things are expected to happen or whatever. Granit Xhaka to Roma. That's the news coming out. Well, I say coming out. Look, I don't want to raise this more than kind of what it is. The very reliable Chris Wheatley has said that he works for Football London. Reporter says that Roma are expected to make a fresh attempt to sign Granit Xhaka this summer. Football London understands. Now, it's a really interesting development because there've been a lot of chapters to this already, and we thought the book was closed, but hey, they brought out a sequel. So we've got to talk about it. Let's just get the facts out right now. And as I read there, Roma are expected to come back for Granit Xhaka. No, I think he goes on to say in the report that no contact has been necessarily made yet, and that it's expected Jose Mourinho and his entourage will come trying to get come and get Granit Xhaka back into this area as they nearly did in the summer. So there's quite a few things to break down, sort of chapter by chapter in this whole thing. As we do, I'm just going to get your comments, your super chats. I want to make this as interactive as possible, guys. Take your comments. And yeah, anything you want to ask, anything you want to chat about, let me know. It's weird doing these lone streams because it's just me in the comment section. I love chatting to you guys, but I also need to keep you entertained for half an hour straight. So I can see super chats coming in. Oz, I see you there. A few others. Let's go into this Granit Xhaka stuff, and then we'll go into some comments. So where do we start? Granit Xhaka last summer, we thought he was on his way out of the club. We know Roma were trying really heavily even before the Euros, and all your top reporters, from Fabrizio Romano to Di Matteo and Chris Wheatley, and everyone was saying Granit Xhaka is joining Roma. It's on the brink. But I think while every club, or actually let's call it every party, whether it's Roma, Arsenal, Xhaka, had every intention of doing this deal, it never happened. And the big sticking point was the price. Now, if I can remember correctly, I think they wanted to pay something like 11 million plus add-ons. And that was just unacceptable for Arsenal. And you know what? I kind of understand it because no matter what we think about Granit Xhaka, and I know I can see from the comment section, a lot of people are sort of saying, yes, please let him go. Although we've got we've got Sir Rethushan says Xhaka's our best midfielder if he's not brain dead. And I kind of know what you mean. We'll go into kind of him as a player in a bit. But I think every party was really willing to do this deal. and it fell apart over a fee. Now the crazy thing is that you think, well, if you don't know if they're willing to pay up, then why is it getting so advanced? But these deals, I think multiple kind of things are being negotiated as it goes along. You need all of them to land in place. You speak to anyone in the game or journalists in the know, they tell you, doing a deal is not easy. And this is a great example of three parties that all wanted to do the deal, but ultimately it didn't. The fine details didn't work for everyone. So Granit Xhaka not only stays, but Arsenal offer him a new deal. Really strange circumstances, because you're about to sell a player, then you don't. And we knew we were in the hunt for Locatelli and others as well. So he doesn't go. He stays. He gets given a new deal. It's not announced across social media, which I found a little bit sad. I found a little bit sad because I think it's reflective of the society we're in. Granit Xhaka has not been the most popular Arsenal player. Some people love him. Some people know he's got qualities and weaknesses. Some people can't stand the guy. And I think they knew that this was one that was worth just keeping in-house. He signed the deal, I think, announce it on the website and move on. But I don't like that. I don't like that. That's kind of, as I said, the reflection of society, really, especially on social media. So he signs a new deal, 2-year extension, and everyone's rightly thinking, why? You're about to let this guy go. And some people were feeling perhaps that, is this us protecting his value? Is this Arsenal protecting, knowing that they can get a little bit more down the line because, you've added a few more years to his contract, and we're not in a position where we have to kind of settle for a fee we don't want to settle for. And I think if Roma do come in and pay 15 to 20 million, then maybe the people who had that school of thought were right. But it doesn't always go that way. I think a few people might feel we missed our opportunity. But it looks like Roma are going to come back in. I think they will. I think I don't think Xhaka's long-term future is with Arsenal, even though he did sign that deal. And I think Mikel Arteta likes the player for his attitude, work ethic, commitment, all that. But maybe recognizes that, how do I put it? Maybe recognizes that there is an upgrade needed. I thought Granit Xhaka was really good across December. In fact, I thought since he came back from his long-term injury and was very good in the North London derby, I thought he looked really good across December. I thought he was great in the Man City game. But guess what? He gave away a penalty. And, we go to Anfield, we're in a situation where he gets red carded. So I think there's still many sort of twists and turns to come. And I think this summer we'll be hearing a lot about Granit Xhaka. But let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about Granit Xhaka, what you guys think about the situation. Do you think his long-term future is here? Do you think Roma will come back? I can see exactly why Mourinho would like him, by the way. And also I could see why he'd be a real hit in Serie A. That comment, who was it from? Sir Rathushan says that he's the best midfielder we've got if he's not brain dead. I don't agree with that, but I do agree he's got many redeeming qualities. I agree he's a player who you can see that we're a little bit more, what's the word? Disciplined in midfield. We're a little bit more disciplined in midfield when he's in there. And I can see how he keeps things ticking over and why his presence is perhaps important. I just don't think what I'm saying in terms of the good outweighs the negative moments you get from him and the amount of times it feels like he's costing us games or opportunities. People talk about the Liverpool game, the sending off. He wasn't available for the home game, nor was he available for the Burnley game either. So cost us in that situation. But I think it's going to be interesting. I fully expect him to play tomorrow. I really do think Granit Xhaka will be in the starting 11 alongside Thomas Partey. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Do you think he's off to Roma? I think he could be at some point. Not the only bit of transfer news to go to. As you can see in the ticker below, this would obviously, spell the introduction of a new midfielder this summer. Who that will be, I don't know. We've missed out on the likes of Zachariah or Zakaria, however you pronounce it. I'm just useless with pronunciations. Apologies. Who else have we got? I think, is the Arta deal dead? Could we still get him in from Juventus? Maybe. So yeah, we'll see. SJH Film says, I've got a strange feeling that we'll struggle to score today. Big up, James. Thanks, man. Do you mean tomorrow? Unless you're a fan of Tottenham or anyone else playing tonight. But yeah, we'll see. If you are a Spurs fan, I do hope that you struggle to score. If you're an Arsenal fan, look, Wolves are one of the best defenses in the league, defensive records. So I don't think it'll be easy. Look how hard Man City found it to put one past them. So yeah, I'm not expecting an easy game whatsoever. Oz asks, James, are you Arteta out in the next 17 games if Arsenal don't finish top 4? Only competition to focus on. Failure is not an option. Oz, it's a great question, man. I come and go with this all the time. And I really do, because on the one hand, and I've said this before on other streams, so I don't want to sort of keep repeating myself too much. It gets boring for people. But in short, the target should always be that 2.5 years after you're employed, you're getting Arsenal back into the top 4. 100%. That should be the target. The problem I can't shake is that football's become more unpredictable than ever. You know, I didn't think Wolves would be this good after letting Nuno Espirito Santo go. I know they were on the decline under, and I know things were getting bad, but I didn't think they'd be this good. And the fact that, you know, they're kind of 1 or 2 wins away from being in that top 4 conversation in February is pretty impressive. So I am reluctant to say no top 4 and get him gone. What I would say is there's got to be something you can fall back on, because I think context is everything in football. People are very quick to say it's just results. I disagree. I think in the long term, the context, the way things pan out, all that, you know, it comes to fruition. It comes to the front of the queue. And if Arsenal, let's take the Man City game. We lost that game. So people could easily just say you lost. So what does it matter? You lost. I don't think it's as black and white as that. I think if Arsenal play that way for 14 games of their next 17, I think Arsenal get top 4. So I think context is important. And I think if Arsenal, and I always use this example, Arsene Wenger, 75 points, didn't finish in the top 4. And that was the first season he didn't finish in it. You know, he missed out to Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp, Antonio Conte, and Mauricio Pochettino, and Spurs were at their heights at that time. Lucky they didn't win a trophy in it. So from that perspective, you know, if Arteta were to suddenly get us playing great football, couple injuries to key players come in, and we're unable to, you know, we finish a point or 2 out, you know, say we get 72, 75 points or something, and United and Spurs are just too good. Not that they have been this season, and that's the thing where it's so important. They haven't been very good this season. But if it just turns out that way, that they kind of, forgive my French, but get their shit together, and Arsenal, Arsenal don't. Sorry, Arsenal do, but they just fall short and they don't get top 4. Then that's a little. I don't know. Can I really say that I'd let him go? I don't know. I come and go. You can see I've taken probably 3 minutes to answer that question because I genuinely just don't know. Let me know. Matthew Tissio says, do you see Pepe coming back into the fold? Yes, I do. I think he'll play a big part in the second half, actually. Wolf says, please God, I've been praying to you for years for Xhaka to go. That's what a lot of Arsenal fans are feeling. That's just kind of the truth of it. LB says, where can we find the content from Molyneux? Some of it's out now, more of it to come out tonight and tomorrow. So a lot coming out on AFTV in the next 12 hours or so. Look out for it all. Mark says, knowing Arsenal with this development, Xhaka will sign a 2-year extension. Yeah, we do some weird things, I can't lie. Matthew again says, do you think Tavares could play with Partey midfield? I think he's a little too erratic. I think what's brilliant about him being kind of on the left wing, left back, you know, holding that left touch line, is that there is kind of little margin for error. I mean, I know the pass against Liverpool wasn't great, but generally you can't make too many really costly errors down that side, especially going forward, especially when I'm talking about on the ball. And I think Tavares has been good down that side. I think he lacks the kind of close control to play as a central midfielder, but maybe as a box to box. I mean, listen, I've seen strange things happen. So yeah, maybe. It's a good question here, Josh. What's he asking? Josh Kotecha says, hi James, with Daniel Ek and Spotify going to Barca with the sponsorship deal, do you think Ek will still buy Arsenal? No, I don't think he'll buy Arsenal. I don't think the Cronkies will sell, but let's just say in an ideal world, the Cronkies were ready to sell and Daniel Ek, you know, came to the forefront with Spotify. I don't. I know. I don't think he will. I think something just something never really sat right with me about that stuff. I got very excited at the time, as everyone else did, but Thierry Henry has said, and if we can't listen to Thierry Henry and trust Thierry Henry, who can we trust? Oh my God! But he has said that he's not going anywhere. So I don't know. Maybe we should just wait and listen and be patient. I just have a feeling this doesn't happen. And even if I was told right now, in the next 5 years, Arsenal will have new owners, I wouldn't put my money on it being Daniel Ek. But what do I know? But I have no info. This is just my instinct. Al Guapo says, I don't think Xhaka fits a two-man midfield. He's better alone in a three. We saw a little bit of that under Arsene Wenger, but yeah. I don't know. I think he needs that. I think he needs that second partner next to him personally. Farah says Xhaka is important to the club. A lot of people feel this, but then Prince says Xhaka needs to go. So there you go. That is just the nature of Granit Xhaka. Touch of Awesome says, no, Xhaka is vital to our success. Really great player. Give them Partey. He's not that good. Look, I strongly disagree about Partey, but I can understand why maybe Xhaka plays a part in this squad, in this team. A couple more super chats. Let's keep going through them. Young Gunner says, Martinelli up front and Xhaka needs replacing in the summer. Who will play up front? That is one of the things that is being discussed in the content coming from Molyneux. So, look out for all that. Xhaka needs replacing in the summer. Well, it looks like he might be. Abra says, James, how would you line up Arsenal against a 3-4-3? Wow. It depends who we're playing. If a 3-4-3, when you're not the better side, your wing backs get pulled back and you're playing a back five, and then you're leaving either a two-man with a front three or a four-man midfield with one up top, trying to sort of control midfield. In that situation, I'd go in, just play your best formation, your best tactics, do things your way. I think if you're talking about you're playing like a Chelsea who play, I know they've moved away from it slightly, but if they were to play a 3-4-3, probably match up to give yourself a little bit extra. Probably match up. I mean, we did that at the Bridge at the end of last season, and it worked really well for us. Good question. Oz is back again. He says, Xhaka's quality has never been in question, but it's his consistency. 8 red cards is akin to Van Bommel. You want over 10 games the player to put in 6 sevens, 2 8s, 1 9, and 1 stinker. Only Saka does that for now. Oz, that's a really good point. It's are you getting more good than bad out of him? Look, maybe if you broke it down, you'd find, probably, but it's just the errors are too big. Let's move on from Granit Xhaka, because I think we've more than covered kind of what happened last summer, where we are now, what people feel about him. And let's move on to some other news. If I can just get it up here. Yes, Jed Spence. That was the other thing I wanted to talk about. Jed Spence, who's been doing really well at Nottingham Forest on loan from Middlesbrough, I believe. Listen, I was at the game, and how do I put it? I don't want to kind of overdo it. I mean, it's really easy when you kind of say something, and it can feel like you're really kind of exaggerating. But when you're watching your team, I was at the game, I was at Forest. When you're watching your team not play well, and suddenly you realise that they're about to go out. They're about to go out to Championship opposition in the FA Cup, and you still are able to notice that someone else was really good. Do you know what I mean? I mean, maybe everyone does this. I don't know, but we have that moment where you think you're just so concentrated on Nketiah. Why have you missed? Odegaard, why not affecting the game? Saka looks tired. Blah 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 blah. And you sit there thinking to yourself, we're about to go out to Forest, and I'm so disappointed. But then something you're watching, and you go, oh, but that right back looks good. That number 2, he looks a real player. And that's what Jed Spence kind of was for me. He was standing out in a game where really I should have just been focusing on how bad Arsenal were. I think he stands at 6 foot, maybe a bit taller. He's a right back. He's very powerful, looks good on the ball going forward. I'm not sure how he is in terms of close control and defensively. I don't watch him too much. But what I would say is Martinelli had a nightmare against him. Jed Spence really kind of had him in his pocket. Let's be real. And I watched that game and I just thought, that's someone we should look at. because he's shown he can get to that level. And sometimes it just takes one game, and you go, that's a player. If Arsenal do their research and the recruitment team are on it and they like the player, then bring him in, because I mean I think the potential looks like he's there. He's 21. He's not even that young. I mean, he should be able to come in and do a job. And we do know that Tomiyasu needs a backup. We know Arsenal are looking at potentially 2 strikers, a midfielder, and a right back. And then you bring in those 4 players, and Arsenal could really do something next season, provided we keep a very decent momentum between now and the end of this season. Here's the news again from Chris Wheatley. I promise I do quote other journalists, not just Chris Wheatley, but he's been at the forefront of some of this transfer news. He says that Arsenal, one of 11 clubs, and I'm not even surprised. I mean, you could bet 9 of them are Premier League, at least 8 of them, and I wouldn't be surprised a few Bundesliga clubs in there, because they've been enjoying scouting sort of really good English talent recently in the recent years. So Arsenal, one of 11 clubs, have expressed an interest in signing Middlesbrough defender Jed Spence. Football London understands, 21-year-old, currently at Forest, been impressing with a series of accomplished performances, including in the FA Cup victories against Arsenal. That's a big point. He showed he can do it against Premier League opposition. I don't think Cedric will be here in the summer. I think he'll go. We did give him a really, really, really long deal, but I do think he could be gone this summer. And Jed Spence is one of the players we're looking at. So let me know what you guys think. Let's take this one from Love Ramey. Says, James said many times, if Arteta doesn't get top 4 this season, he should be sacked. Why change your tone to fit the manager? I don't think it's changing my tone to fit the manager, but it's a good question. Why change my mind? I just think context changes, and you watch things and you learn things. Look, it's really difficult. If we don't get top 4, because we got 65 points and Spurs and United got 66 and 68, that's really poor. Man United got 3rd with 66. When was it? The pandemic year, when we had Project Restart, I think 1920. I don't want to be missing out to a side like that. If everyone gets their act together, and we know that the team with a better manager and the team with the better players finish above us, but we pushed them to the end, we won more games, we won significant amount of games, we scored a lot of goals, it just wasn't to be. I can't shake the fact that these players, the ones I like, the ones everyone likes, whether you're Arteta's biggest critic or not, everyone is enjoying Smith Rowe, everyone's enjoying Saka, everyone's enjoying Gabriel and Kieran Tierney. If they're playing for him and they want to stick with this, then provided the performances are there, and I look at the wider context, then I'm just about on board. Shress says, Xhaka is a mad tackler, and we're 2 injuries away up top to descending into complete chaos. Partey is injury prone too. Sad Mikel couldn't find anyone better. I don't really mean better than Partey, or just better in terms of additions and a bit of squad building. Just going to adjust my camera. Sorry, guys. Yeah, you're right. That is the situation. This is the kind of situation we're in. That, a couple injuries to key players, and we suddenly feel very short. But there are options there, and hopefully we've not got too many games. Hopefully they come through unscathed. So that was the Jed Spence news. Not too much to report there, but as we said, 11 clubs looking at him. Well, 12. Arsenal the 12th. Will we get him? I don't know, but I definitely think we're one of the clubs definitely looking at a right back. I mean, otherwise, who have you got? Man United, maybe. Spurs, maybe. I mean, to be fair, actually, quite a few teams looking for right back. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Let's move on a little bit. What else are we going to talk about? Pablo Mari. Yeah, let's fly through this bit of these couple comments, and I'll take your comments. I'll take your super chats. Pablo Mari has said that Arteta was one of the best managers he's come across. I haven't really done my research on how many he's played for, but he would have absolutely been in touch with Pep Guardiola a lot, even when he was back at, I think it was at Man City, wasn't he? So yeah, look, obviously Kieran says Spurs have Emerson. They do. Sorry, this is in relation to the right back chat we were just having. They do, but he's not made a great start, has he? Although there's one manager who can turn a player into a world beater out of nowhere, it's actually Antonio Conte. Ren, sorry, because everyone's going back to the conversation we've been having. Your comments are coming through from the previous conversation, which I completely understand. Ren's asking, if we finish 8th, what happens then? Yeah, he's got to go. I mean, that's just unacceptable. And Marlon agrees that we need a right back. So, sorry, back to Mari. Look, I'll say this about Pablo Mari, and I've sort of loosely mentioned it in other in other streams. I like Pablo Mari. I thought he was I thought he was a good player. Good. Like not great, not our answer, not a centre back fit to lead us to a title charge. But I thought he was a good defender who I thought was good on the ball. I think showed some leadership qualities at time, actually, dare I say. Him and Louise struck a nice partnership together as well. And I thought there was a player there that, at least as a backup to Gabriel, was worth keeping round and giving him minutes. And we didn't. We didn't against Forest. I can't remember if he might have had COVID then or an injury. And I think he played maybe one Carabao Cup game against, was it Wimbledon? I think it was AFC Wimbledon. So yeah, look, I don't think he'll play for Arsenal again. I think after this loan, he'll go out permanently. But it's a shame because I mean, I thought he was a perfectly decent backup. And what does this mean? Arsenal are back on the market for a backup centre back in the summer, especially if we do get Champions League, Europa League football. We're going to need the players in. But then, is it going to be Rob Holding or William Saliba? I mean, I'd rather Mari than Holding personally. But maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's something behind the scenes that Holding brings more to. Love Rahimi again asks, who's next on the feud list with Arteta? They're thinking Partey or Pepe. Jay Stone says, James, do you trust that Arteta is taking Arsenal in the right direction? I think he is taking us in the right direction. I just think it's happening incredibly slowly. And that in itself is a problem. Football doesn't allow for that much time. I think if you gave Arteta 10 years, I'm not even joking. No, I'm exaggerating. Okay. If you gave Arteta another 3 years, I think you'd find that we're a very good Premier League side. But football doesn't allow for that. Football doesn't, we need to be, your rivals in that time might have won titles, won trophies, been successful in one manager, let them go, brought in another. So, and that kind of refreshing of managers and players and teams, essentially full teams. I'm talking the staff, the players, the managers, the club ethos, all that might be enough to just always keep them ahead of us. So I think he is taking us in the right direction, but time is important. Yashraj says, by signing Trusty, does this mean Saliba is off? No, I don't think it cements anything when it comes to William Saliba's future, because what you're looking at is a player who is going to come from the MLS. I think he's 24. I got that right. I did a video on him. I should know this. But he's not that young. And then he's going on loan to Europe. So I'm not sure the two will impact each other very much at all. Love Cecil. Big up James. He's watching from the hotel in Wolves. I think Cecil and Turkish might be tearing up the town tonight. They're staying the night in Wolves before they go to the game tomorrow night. I'm not gonna lie, I'm so jealous. I'd love to be out in Wolves tonight. But yeah. Cecil and Billy are having some banter in the comments as well. All right, let's go into the other bit of news, although I'm just having a little technical difficulty. I'm going to have to drop the scroller for a sec. We talked about Pablo Mari. Oh, there's not too much more to it. That's really it, guys. That's it. I thought we had a little bit more. Big up Josh in the comments as well. Let me just take a couple comments. Mansa, 3 years. Based on what? What has he done in his time so far? I think the general point you're making is a good one, and it's a good question, but I really take exception to people who go, what has he done so far? He's won the FA Cup. You could talk about whether that's luck or it's not or whatever, but just like get the frame of your question right. What's he done? He's won the FA Cup. I don't know. He's beaten Liverpool at Wembley. You can say Community Shield doesn't matter, doesn't count. Well, they had a strong side out. These things matter. And if you want to brush it under, then I don't really know what he can do. That's gonna, it's gonna kind of get you saying, what's he done? Sorry, I'm rambling. I'm talking shit. But my point is, he's won the FA Cup, and I just don't think you can just dismiss that. But in terms of your actual question, what tells me that in 3 years he'll do a good job? I think the culture of the club is going in the right direction. I think he's right to get out some of the players he's got out. I think he's right to put emphasis on some of the youngsters. I think his recruitment's been good. And I think he's a young manager. I think young managers learn. And I think he'll get better. I think he has gotten better in the Arsenal job than I think the Arteta as manager today is better than Arteta as a manager last year. But I keep coming back to it. Does that really mean anything? That's not me saying he's good, he's great, he's right for Arsenal. I'm just saying he's better than he was a year ago. But a year ago was a complete disaster. And now I think he's doing okay, but not great. I think he's doing fine. People remember that I rated his time at Arsenal so far a 5, and everyone got on me because they said that was far too low. So I think he's just still somewhere in the middle. And I think these next 17 Premier League games and the rest of the season are going to tell us a lot about Arteta and kind of what his future looks like. But I think the clear out, I think some of the football we played across December when he's had his best team out, clear out some of the football recruitment, the fact he's won an FA Cup. And everyone says, Guardiola's never going to slag off his former assistant, and Klopp's never going to be rude about Arteta, and Pochettino, his former teammates, never going to be rude about Arteta. But they have all given him tremendous praise, and and Pep Guardiola did make him his assistant. So there's something there. Whether that's a manager, I don't know, but there's something there in terms of a coach, in terms of a man who can, be part of our staff and get us playing better football and take the club in the right direction. But again, whether that's manager, I don't know. But I hope that kind of answers your question, Mansa. But look, I understand why people are not on the Arteta hype train. I completely understand that. I'm not fully on it myself. But I think when you get a lot of comments that are more negatively driven, like what does he have to do to not get sacked, or what has he done to show he's any good, you naturally find yourself defending the points, giving the other side. My complete take on it is that I think as a manager, he's done some okay things, but time doesn't, football doesn't allow for too much time, is all I'm saying. Let's say one more. Gilfie, do you think this current Arsenal squad is better than before Arteta took over? If your answer is yes, what was your reason for saying so? It's a great question, Gilfie. This will be my roundup question. I think it is better. I think it has a better future. You could argue the squad he took over had Ozil maybe still in his prime, but I think he was past it. I think Aubameyang, Lacazette were still very good players then. Maybe Salah, I don't know, but listen, then they were very good forwards for us. We just signed Pepe. I don't know. It's a tough one. I think the squad is better now, and I think that's in big part down to him. I think Ramsdale's a better goalkeeper than Leno, though I thought Leno was good. I think Tomiyasu, White, Gabriel, Tierney is the best back four we've had in years, maybe 10 years, and I'm not exaggerating. I already think White and Gabriel are a better partnership than Koscielny and Mertesacker. Come at me. I thought Koscielny was superb, but I wasn't sure about Mertesacker. I felt he had too many flaws in his game. Though read it well and was a leader, and I give him credit. Won us FA Cups and stuff, so sure. Then going to midfield, Partey, best defensive midfielder we had in a while. He's getting a better version of Xhaka than we got under Unai Emery. I don't know. I don't know. I think it is better. I think it is a better side. But I would say they had, when you look at sort of Mkhitaryan, who I know didn't do at Arsenal, but I didn't think he was too bad. I mean, everyone hated him. We had Aubameyang, he had Ozil. Maybe that was a better side. I don't know. Be interested to see what you guys think. Is the squad in a better position now? Yeah. Is the squad in a better position now than it was when we took over? I think it is. THTDI, AFTV, double standards. Look, depends who you're listening to. I don't represent AFTV. I kind of do, but I am not AFTV. I am James, and I am give my opinion on the channel. So that's it. I give my opinion, and Turkish opinion is different. Cecil's is different. And Robbie's is different. So it's not about double standards. Mark Arthur says, James, will FTV daily ever return? Potentially. I mean, look, we never rule anything out. But at the moment, we're just doing a little bit. We're just doing a little bit of, kind of breaking news when it comes. Anything to chat about, go live, discuss with you. What I will say, and I can say this now because I know for a fact we're working on it in the background, is we want to get kind of more interactive ways to connect with you guys, ways to chat with you guys, connect the Arsenal fan base more, whether it's through phone-in, sending video streams, whatever. So we are working on all that. So that's all super exciting. And yeah, when that comes, of course, you guys will be the first to know about it. All right, guys, what we've done, half an hour of news. Not much more to say. Bob Cricket says should do live call-ins. Maybe that might be coming. Let's see what we can do. Anyway, I'll round it off there, guys. I'll round it off. That's the kind of main news. Is Granit Xhaka going to go to Roma this summer? I think it could well happen. Yeah, I think it could happen. And when it comes to Jed Spence, are we looking at him too? I don't know. Pablo Mari, does he have a future at the club? Discuss in the comment section below. We'll be there to discuss with you as well. And if you enjoyed this stream, give it a like. Let us know that you've enjoyed it. You want more of it. You want to keep chatting Arsenal with us. We do have Wolves tomorrow. I've not really talked about that game at all because it is all coming in the content you're going to see. It's out now and more to come across the next 12 hours. And then, of course, we're live. I'll be in the studio with Robbie tomorrow for the Starting 11 show. A little bit of analysis on the game against Wolves, what we can expect. And yeah. Oh, something's just ticked in my head. That question earlier about how would I line up against a 3-4-3. I guess that was looking ahead to Wolves, who typically play that. So, yeah, better question now than I thought. We'll discuss it tomorrow. Starting 11. I'll prep a little something and we'll discuss it then. That could be fun. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you've not subscribed to the channel yet, what are you doing? Go hit a sub so you get all sorts of notifications and hit the alert button as well. You've got to do that, the bell button, so you get all the info on when new videos are dropping. And you might want to do that today because there is a lot coming ahead of Wolves football tonight as well. We'll keep an eye on how Spurs are doing and the other games as well after United dropped points yesterday. If things go our way, it's a massive opportunity for Arsenal. But let's just focus on ourselves. Get the 3 points at Wolves. And I think there's an opportunity for a run. Let's see. Enjoyed it, guys. Thanks so much. I'll see you next time.